Do you want to live in a positive world? Hey guys, it's John here on the back deck drinking my beautiful mug of coffee. It is a stunning morning, 66 degrees, sun is shining, not a cloud in the sky, and I'm enjoying this back deck where it is just lovely. Nice, comfortable breeze, the smell of nature all around me. And I'm here talking to you in one of my favorite places, in one of my favorite times of year. I love the fall. I love the experience of the fall. Many people think, "Oh my God, it's the end of summer." No, it's another beautiful change. We're going into a time of the year where we're going to start to see differences in the way we experience life. We're going to see the leaves change. Like back over here, there's something already turning orange. We're going to start to see these changes. Now, I can look at this as, "Oh my God, summer's over," or I can say, "Wow, look at the beautiful leaves. Look at the beautiful scenario." Do you want to live in a positive world? Do you want to live in a positive world? What I just said was choose to look at every experience of life as a positive. Choose to look at every experience of life as something exciting and new, something that's showing you a new direction, a new experience, a new adventure of life. Many years ago, I directed the Florida Renaissance Festival, and I came up with the catchphrase, "Live the adventure." Live the adventure. To live is to be in the present, to experience in the now. An adventure is something fun and enjoyable and exciting, and it gives you the ability to live into a life of just experiencing things in a positive way. If you want to create a positive world, there's only one way to do it. Create it. But a positive world is only created one person at a time. And you're the one person. You are the one person. You become positive so that people around you can have a positive experience. I often tell people they can't save the world, but they can make their part of the world so bright that the world chooses to save itself around them. A positive world is possible. And let me say this, a positive world is happening. I see it every day. We turn on the news and we see all the vitriol and the anger. But if you really step back and look at it as a bigger picture, what you're noticing is the vitriol and the anger no longer has substance. It's just name calling. It's just screaming. The things that they're being angry and vitriolic about are in fact not factual. They're literally, screaming and hollering and yelling to scare people. Well, people are starting to see through the fear mongering, and they're starting to see that it's not true. The world is not a black or a white issue. It's a gray, and there's lots of different nuances to it. But the vitriol is because people have stepped in a camp of this is the way it is, and somebody else has stepped into the camp of this is the way it is, and they're fighting from polar opposites. The reality of it is everybody in the world wants to be loved in some form. Everybody. How do I know that? I've been to 30 countries around the world, and I've asked people all over the world, what's the most important thing to you? And their number one answer was always family. Family is the direct representation of love in the world. Everybody wants to have love around them. Everybody thinks love is the most important thing. The people who are arguing and fighting are dropping into camps. You're hurting my love because of this. The reality of it is that there is no giant worldwide conspiracy to stop you from having anything. It's a matter of you taking your world and creating in the here and now this beautiful, loving experience around yourself. Can you change these giant things that are all scaring you about? The only impact you have on any of that is your vote. You can make a vote, right? But collectively, we're going to create a world. And if you really look at the future of America, look at our youth. They're more loving. They're more accepting. They don't have gender bias. Most of them. They don't in any way, shape, or form get too deeply against the LGBTQ community, which is just people loving the way they want to love. My son grew up with a bunch of kids at a Waldorf school, and those group of kids are beautiful. They don't judge each other. They don't hurt each other. They don't in any way, shape, or form think of somebody less as because of race or gender. The the kids that are coming up right now, the next generation, they're creating a more beautiful world. And if you want to see something interesting, just next time you turn on the news, find the channels that are talking to youth, to the younger generation. You're going to find that they are creating a beautiful world right behind us. And what's happening right now, you're going to also find that the people who are the loudest right now are the people who are the older generation, who are holding on to these negative things of the past, and they're just vitriolic and slandering. What is slander? Slandering is name calling. As Socrates said, when the debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the loser. The name calling has no substance. It's just name calling. They've run out of things that have substance. They've run out of things that make sense. So all they can do is call you a name. All they can do is start making up things and saying things about you, because they can't argue with love. They can't argue with joy. And if you're mad because I said this, I want you to understand something. I have never once in this video said anything about a specific political party. So if you're listening to this video and you're mad because I said this, that's your choice. I never said which party was which. So it comes down to the generations behind us are going to create a world. The generation of hate and anger, interestingly enough, are dying off because they're old. They're literally passing away, and they're just loud and vitriolic. But the love and the compassion and the joy that's coming up in the youth behind us, and there's a lot of statistics you can look at. And if you look at the statistics about parties and, you know, parties in age, you're going to find that the younger the parties, the people are, the more they lean to one side of that political bias. They literally, the older generation is on one side, the younger generation is completely on the other side. And so what's coming up behind us is this beautiful, loving nature, this choice of doing loving things for people is what is coming up next. And when you look at it from that perspective, you come to realize very quickly that we are in a beautiful transition. And all the anger and the vitriol that's out there, all the non-positivity that's out there is literally the ending of that negativity. We are joyfully moving into a new world. And you can be a part of it by making your part of the world positive. Not judging those people, seeing them for the fear that they're in, because they're losing grips, and that's why they're vitriolic. They're losing grips. And in losing grips, they're starting to slander because they've got nothing else to say. They've lost their entire platform, whichever side that is. So if I'm saying the vitriolic side is losing and it angers you, that's because you're on the vitriolic side. You're on the side that's just slandering. You're on the side that's not actually looking at statistics and facts. I still haven't said which side that is. You're the one who's making the choice as to what that side is. But it's neither one or the other. It's a gray area. But if you want to create a positive world, you have to be positive. You're the one who has to create your part of the world as a positive place for others to see and experience. You're the one who gets to deliver positivity as opposed to delivering vitriol and anger. Be the love you want to see in the world. Be the positive world you want to see. Be the world. Because in truth, it's your world that you're creating. Negative people will see a negative world because they choose the world to be negative. If you want a positive world, you have to choose the world to be positive. Bhagavad Gita talks about keeping your thoughts focused on the positive is austerity of the mind. Austerity of the mind means it is the most beautiful aspect. Choose to keep your thoughts positive. Choose to keep your thoughts positive. Even when someone's coming at you hard with something difficult or vitriol or name calling or, you're this and you're that and you know, you're on a green state and you're on a purple state and whatever it is, you keep your core positive. You will only be affected by your world if you choose to give that world permission to affect you. I go back to the walking on water story in the Bible, the Luke version of the three different versions of the story. People are in the boat. They're terrified. The storm's kicking up. They think the boat's going to flip. They're afraid of drowning. And Joshua walks by casually. And why did he do that? To show that the storm around you is just a product of your belief about it. He walked by casually. The storm didn't affect him because he stayed calm within himself. He stayed positive within himself. He proved to them that there was no reason to be afraid when the storm is brewing around you in a crazy way. He kept himself in a positive state. And that's the only way we change the world. That's the only way we create a positive, is to live into this moment of choosing to be positive, creating the positive experience around us, and loving everyone we see. And that's whether they agree with you or not, by the way. Anyway, that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day. And I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.